Once again in the lovely Champagne Dreams Productions branch office. Let's zoom in. We're probably going to reconnect and we're going to buffer. Don't worry if that happens. It goes away after a little bit of time. Just know the beginning of the video is sometimes a little bit bumpy. And so if you stick with us after about 5 minutes or so, sometimes less, the spinning and the buffering goes away. And of course, now that I'm talking about it, it's not doing it, but we shall see. I bet it'll still do it. So let's talk about some Blend Bunny. So I decided to do a live because I did get my Blend Bunny order. Here's my Blend Bunny box. Very exciting. I am a little nervous because I ordered the complete Psilosybin Collection and I ordered the Blends palette. Now, in all of the pictures that I've seen where people have had both the Blends palette and the first Masterclass blush palette together, the Blends palette looks significantly longer. This box, so when I got this box, I was like, is this box too small? And it does look to be about the size of, it's about the size of this. So I don't know if the Blends palette is actually in here. Hello, China. Hello. I'm so surprised that you have not gotten this because North Dakota's mail is like notoriously slow. So like I'm always getting stuff way later than everybody else. I'm sorry to hear that it hasn't come. I know, I'm very excited. I don't know if the Blends is actually in here. Hello, Janet. Hello, Dawn. Sorry, the buffering, I did give a warning at the beginning. If it buffers, it usually goes away within the first 5 minutes or so. So hopefully it won't buffer too long. And, but yeah, so this is the box and it is about the size of the Masterclass blush, and all of the pictures I've seen that show these together make it look like the Blends palette is longer. I don't know if that's true. Maybe I'm worried. I don't know. I'm a little bit nervous about that. Janet, yes, we'd love to have you on the replay. Replay crew, you rock. You already know that. Let's go ahead. Let's open this up and see what we've got. So here is, obviously, not that it matters. I mean, it wouldn't matter if you saw my... What? There's two different addresses on here. The thing or whatever, like my address, I mean, it's my office address. It's a public address that I use for things, so it doesn't really matter. But there's a second address on here that says, at the top it says Blend Bunny, and it's got their address, and then it says ship to, oh, USPS 58201, because this was weird because it was shipped with UPS, but then UPS, it's some like last mile delivery thing where then they give it to the, like from Blend Bunny, ship it to the post office, and then the post office delivers it to me. I don't know how that works. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, so let me go ahead and start. I'm so nervous about this, and I just hate that like while we're unboxing, it's still doing that stupid buffering thing. So before I open that, let's cue the anticipation a little bit longer. I showed this off in last night's Pride chats. Let me go ahead and show you that yesterday we got in the Huldra. This is from Singe Beauty, Angelica. Very excited for this because this is a beautiful collection of greens and purples with some browns, some neutrally kind of shades, really, really pretty. And then from Ulta, I had gotten in the Juvia's Place Blushed and Bronzed Blurring Pro palette. So these are blush and bronzer shades. Here you can see we have volume 1, which is some pink, red, rosy wine berry into some browns. And then we have volume 2, which is more pinks, lighter pinks, brighter pinks into some of these more beigey, neutrally pastel lingerie kind of colors. So very pretty. Are we done spinning? We're at about 5 minutes, so hopefully we're done spinning. This is so annoying. My skin is also looking a little bit wrecked. I don't know what is going on. I mean, I did that blue foundation. My skin has been a little bit weird ever since then. So sorry that I look a mess, but I can't help it. The Blend Bunny, we're still spinning. I'm so sorry. Some days, like, you just want to quit. Like, YouTube is so much work, And it's all work that I'm doing in my spare time. It's a labor of love. I'm going to have a little bit of a crash out and then we'll move on. But it's just like YouTube just fights people, and they clearly do not care about small channels. Well, mine originally said Friday, and then it switched to today. So maybe, yeah. So this whole, like, this spinning, YouTube clearly does not care about small channels. They don't care about promoting small channels. They don't care about helping small channels grow. They don't give a shit. And, like, it's always on some bullshit of, like, and I'm sure some of it is driven by this whole AI boom bullshit, where they've got all these AI bots making decisions and doing things. It's kind of like when you come on here, which reminds me, I haven't switched to all messages because it switches to top messages instead of just all messages. Instead of just letting you see all the messages, then it decides for you what you care about, which is so stupid. And then, like, when I go live, and then when I end the live, if I do it on a phone, if I do it on a desktop, if I've set it to public, then it's public. But if I do it on a phone, once I'm done, then it immediately goes to private. And Dion does lives on her phone and nothing gets set to private. So I'm having one of those days where I'm just, like, ready to just, like, stomp my foot and quit. I know that I won't, because I do enjoy the community that we've built here. Y'all are fabulous people. And so I will persevere, but I am just generally always pissed about it. God damn it, this reconnecting it's going so much longer than it normally does. So I'm sorry, it's going to be a little bit buffered. I'll try to restate things, and hopefully it's not too choppy. Replay crew, hopefully you can understand what we're doing here. Hopefully it doesn't. I don't know when it starts and stops and all that kind of stuff, so I don't know if I'm re-saying things at the right time, but just bear with us. We're in a challenging environment. So let's go ahead and open this up and see if my blends palette is actually here. I'm a little scared. I'm a little nervous. Let's go right on top. We've got a little packing list, and it says Blends Artistry Palette is the top thing, and then it shows all of the, like, psilocybin, which I think I've spelled wrong every time I've put it anywhere. So it says that they're all in here. I don't know. Let me see. Let me start pulling things out. First thing that comes up is one of the glosses. This is one of the psilocybin glosses. This is Spaced Out, which is a sheer metallic. And so here is this beautiful, beautiful purple base tone. It's got lots of iridescent glitter. It's got some greenish kind of reflect. There's the psilocybin logo, which I guess glows in the dark, which is kind of cool. I mean, I don't do my makeup in the dark, so I don't necessarily need it to. Hello, Eden. It's nice to see you again. Welcome. We are unboxing Blend Bunny. So far, I've just pulled out the first psilocybin gloss. I ordered the Psilosybin Collection, and I also have ordered the Blends palette. And I'm not sure, the box is very small, so I don't know if the Blends palette is in here. We shall see. I could put on my eyebrows. Well, I don't think I could, because the eyebrows are wet liner, and so the gloss would reactivate it. So unfortunately, I don't think I can, because I think bad things would happen. Let me see what we've got here. Now we've got, okay, here's one of the psilocybin cheek palettes. This packaging is really cool. This is the first time I was like, is my packaging dirty? No, it's like a leaf print, like an undergrowth kind of print. I love that they did the purple. Hello, Dion. How's it going? Welcome. Nice to see you. Hopefully, I'm worried. So here is, oh my God, this is beautiful. This masterclass packaging is beautiful. And I love that they are, like, taking the time to, like, change it up and do things a little bit differently. So this one has this, like, beautiful purple. And so it still kind of matches. It's got the, like, color numbering, but they did, like, a different sort of packaging. I just think that's fun. So this is the, is this the number 2? It doesn't say the number. It looks to me like these are the darker shades. So the darker shades of blush. That's the one thing about this collection that I'm not as excited about, is that this highlighter and this highlighter are the same in both of the cheek palettes. So I do have duplicates of those, but the blushes are different. And of course, I'm a blush fiend. So I wanted all of the blushes. Why would I not? Are you kidding me? Let me take this little plastic piece. I like that they've been doing these. I know that a sheet of plastic is good. I like that they do these little, like, that dip down into the pan and, like, hold it in place. I appreciate that. So here are, again, the shades. And let me go ahead and just grab out the other one so that we can right away do a comparison of the two. I'm not seeing the blends palette. I'm so nervous about this. I think underneath, hello Sinister Syndicate, what the fuck are you? Well, I am a drag queen, I am a spokesmodel, I'm a writer, I'm a YouTuber, I'm a content creator. If you're talking about what are my pronouns, I'm pretty pronoun agnostic, but they, them is probably the closest to where I identify. And so my adjectives, smart, funny, delicious. I could go on and on. But right now I'm a makeup enthusiast. That's another description for me. And we are opening up the Psilosybin and Blends palette, maybe. I don't know if the Blends palette is in here. I'm so nervous. So here is the other Psilosybin blush palette. Again, that beautiful, beautiful packaging. Yeah, so these are the lighter shades. Oh, there's a little bit of some of one of the highlights like is stuck in the corner, which I guess it's fine because I have duplicates. Thank you, Dion. I'll take that adjective as well. Amazing. Provocative. Delicious. Right now, also annoyed could be just with the YouTube hijinks and then like a little bit of shade issue. But let's go ahead and I just kind of press that back in there. So here is the other one. So as we can see, this one and this one. Thank you, John. Breathtaking. You appreciate art and will tell me if I do a good job. Well, thank you. I always love to hear people's feedback. And so you can tell me if you think that I did a good job by your standards, but I always follow my own standards. But here are the two same ones that are in the other palette, but then we have this light purple, and look at that weird mustard color. I'm so obsessed with this. Hello, Abby, how's it going? Look at that, look at that, look at that. I love it. So let's hold these up next to each other. And maybe I should even, no, it's not gonna. So here are the two blush palettes next to each other. So obviously there are the duplicates. You can see that those are the same, but then we have the 4 different blushes. We have the kind of bright red. We have this mustard color. We have this very orchid color, and then this kind of lavender. These are all beautiful, very odd blush colors. I love all, so I don't mind having doubles. I love their highlighter, blush topper, whatever you want to call it, formula. And so I don't even really mind having duplicates of that. Hello, Sarah. Nice to see you. I feel like I haven't seen you in a little while. I'm so glad that you're here. I hope you're doing well. And it's very nice to see you join us for our little lunch break live. I'm unpacking Blend Bunny, and I'm a little nervous that my blends palette is not in here. I don't know how I feel about that. Now we've got, ooh, did I get a little freebie? I think I got a little magnet. Looks like this is a little, they sent a little magnet. That's cute. This must be the new one. I've heard this one is very, like, the magnets are very strong with this one. Because I have a couple of these, which are the original version that they did. Hello, Sarah. Mental illness live. Oh, aren't you funny? I mean, I do have some mental illness issues, but it has nothing to do with being queer, being a drag queen. The fact that you are that obsessed with other people's gender presentation might indicate some mental illness in your area. But let's talk about the other two psilocybin glosses. Here, this is the one that's like a cream. Yeah, I know she'll make it right. I know she was. Maggie is wonderful. I've had some discussions with her. Sarah's a lurker. Well, good. Glad I caught you live. Yes, if you want to just lurk and not say hi, I'm always happy that you're here, whether you speak or not. But it's always fun to see you and say hello. Psilocybin. So this is Delulu. And I know that some of it is just the presentation. I love that they've got this kind of layered gloss. And I know that like it's probably not going to mix. It's going to be mostly sheer. But I love green and pink together. So I thought as it mixed, maybe you'll get a little bit of pink and a little bit of green together. But I just love that combo. And then we have, this is the lip cream, not lip cream. This is still a, what is this called? How do they describe it? What is happening? Is this content? What is going on? I'm just like, the Pro Lip Glaze, because I was like, it's not a lip cream. It is still like a gloss, but they call these a glaze. So the other ones are lip oils, and then this is a lip glaze. So it has more pigment. It's a little bit more. Look at that, Dawn. You were talking about cool tones. Look at that cool tone gloss. I'm excited to play with that. I do like cool tones a lot. All right. There's only one other palette in here. Oh God. Okay. Oh, I'm so sad. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna keep that tissue paper too. I've been keeping my packing materials. The never answered question, is this content? Yep. Yeah. Oh, and I forgot to turn my sound down, so now, of course, things are going to start happening. I have a set from Unearthly to Shade looks kind of similar. So I was excited for blends because I love blends. Blends is like my go-to rainbow palette. I'm so excited for those shimmers. And for Dion and I, we're going to be doing some Pride Lives. We started to talk about dates, and then we got distracted by something else in the conversation. So we never did set dates, but we will figure out a date. But I almost like pulled up and just showed the mirror. I mean, it's got a thing on it, so you won't get blinded. But you're probably more interested in the actual palette. So here is Psilosybin. Look at how gorgeous that is. So let me show the... I know, Eden, I'm sad. And the reason why I mentioned that Dion and I are going to be collabing, because I was like, oh, Blends is my favorite rainbow palette. We're going to do Pride looks. And so I was like, well, obviously I can use the new Blends palette. So now I'm going to have to like message. See, I checked, and that's the thing, because when I saw the box, I was like, that's really small. So I like checked to see if I had 2 shipping labels. I did not. There was only 1 shipping label. The packing list that came in here says that it has the Blends palette in it, and it does not. I'm very sad. I know Maggie will make it right. Like, I've always had good conversations with her. But here is the palette. Look at that beautiful artwork. Is it similar to Sickly Sweet? I think there's some... I don't think the lighter ones are very similar to the Sickly Sweet. I think the Sickly Sweet was a little bit more like true, really light pastels. I think it's more... Now, it's not exactly... I thought it was more similar, and I know that this shade Psychonaut is one of the shimmers that was in the Machina palette, and I think that this has more in common with the Machina palette than it does with Sickly Sweet. I think that this one... I don't think they're exact dupes, but like the combination of having some greens, some orangey reds, then these kind of purple, and then a few neutrals... I think that I think it's got a lot of similarities to Machina. I think there are little elements that you could see that would be like Sickly Sweet, like we've got, you know, a couple of these lighter pastels, because like these are much too vibrant for like Sickly Sweet. There is a little bit of longing in here. I could see that too. You know, some of these neutrals. I think some of them are very similar, but I think that the vibes are completely different. I think that Grace is a master of giving us why you don't need, but I think that I mean, I need everything, right? From Blend Bunny, I need everything because I'm a clown. But I think that like there's some things that you could maybe do kind of similar, but I think it would be harder to do. I think it would be hard to truly dupe out one of those other palettes. I think there's little pieces of it. I used Longing, it's been a little while now, but that was one of my favorite looks that I've done with Blend Buddy. Hello, Grace, I was just talking about you. We were just talking about the why you don't need. And so the Psilocybin palette, we were talking about how there's little like, I think it looks the most like Machina, but Don was also saying that like little bits of Sickly Sweet, maybe little bits of Longing, but yeah, I think it looks very different in person. I think that this one, hello Mama Champagne, how long have I been talking about? 20 minutes. 20 minutes. So people saying hello. Do you need this if you have Machina? I think that this is a great companion palette to Machina. Let me see if I can grab Machina. Is it easily... I've got all my Blend Bunny right next to me, but I've got so much Blend Bunny in here that, like, sometimes it's a little bit overstuffed. So let me see if I can grab Machina. I loved Machina enough, and I did get a Machina for free from the brand. I had done my Thunderdome ranking, and this was going to be the next palette that came out, and she reached out to me after I did that video, and she was like, I really appreciate it, and we had a lovely little conversation, and she said, can I send you my new release? And I was like, of course you can send me the new release. I do have a backup. This is still in the package. This is my backup of Machina, so I'm not going to open that. Let me see if I can get the actual Machina. Oh, people are talking. People are saying hello, but am I missing anything? You got it great. It looks different in person. I love that. Maybe I'll have a Blend Bunny week, Dawn. I love that for you. I'm always ready for anybody to have a Blend Bunny week. Let me see if I can get in here and figure out where is Machina. Did I put you on the bottom? These drawers. I wish I had a better system than these drawers. Because then if I want the thing that's on the bottom of the pile, then I'm kind of... Okay, I found it. Found it. What am I doing? Hello, Ezrella, kinda. I like that. Hello, welcome. So I was sorry. Is this content? I was digging through drawers while everybody talked amongst themselves. So let me go ahead. Okay, sorry. I forgot to turn the sound off, and now nobody wants to talk to me until I'm on live. So let me turn off sounds. Okay. Hopefully you can still hear me and I haven't messed it up. So here is Machina. Here's my Machina. Well loved, well used. I did like a green. I called it my Pickle Queen look. And so when I was looking at the promo photos, I thought that this looked like maybe it was like a revamp of Machina. Oh God, can I get both of these? So let's go this way maybe. So I think that there's a lot of similar colors, and I think that these would pair well together. But you can see this is much more of like a neon red, whereas this is a little bit more orange. I'm surprised nobody has called me during the live. They do it every time. Yeah, nobody wants to talk to me until I'm live. Then I start getting Instagram messages and Facebook messages, and so you can see that like these blues maybe have a little bit more of almost leaning purple, whereas these seem a little bit more true blue. These greens are a little bit brighter and more vibrant, whereas these are a little bit murkier, maybe a little bit swampier. So I think that these would pair really well together. Now, if you're a 1 or 2 eyeshadow person, oh, well, thank you, Ezrella. I'm glad that you are sticking around. I do Glam, Geek, and Gore. I'm North Dakota's trash queen of Glam, Geek, and Gore. And so we talk a lot about makeup. We also talk about horror movies. We talk about vintage toys. I'm doing a series of Pride chats where we talk about queer history. So welcome. We are glad to have you here. Yeah, so these are a little bit more kind of swampy, murkier, whereas these are a little bit brighter, a little bit more vibrant, all that kind of stuff. And so you can see how there's similarities, and I think that these would pair really well, but I don't think... some of these in the promo photos, like I thought this shade and this shade were going to be the same. I thought this shade and this shade were going to be the same. And they're similar. So I started to say, like, if you're like a 1 or 2 eyeshadow person, do you need both of these? Maybe not, right? Like, there are some similarities. And now this one is, I don't think is any long, Girl, are you having a stroke? What's going on? I don't think that this palette is available any longer. They were clearancing it out. And I know like some like plastic is still on for like $8. So if you want the plastic palette, it's like $8. And so you can't get this any longer. If you missed this one and you're sad that you missed it, I think that this one has similar vibes. I think that you absolutely could get this. But if you have this one and you're thinking about this one, if you like blending and having colors that are similar to blend together, I think that this is still a good... I mean, I think everything from Blend Bunny is worthwhile. So again, I probably have a little bit of bias because I'm such a... Blend Bunny is probably my favorite brand at this point. I think of all the brands that I have, like Blend Bunny is the one where I'm like, I'm going to buy any release when it comes out of eyeshadow palettes. Not everything. Like I don't need necessarily like another mascara, although I did buy the mascara when that came out. But like if she comes out with a foundation, I will definitely try it. But like I'm here for the eyeshadow palettes. That's my favorite. And I've loved every blush palette and every blush product that she's put out. So I just love it. And so I'm not saying I would never like skip a release. If it was something that was just like a new concealer, I'd probably try it, but I wouldn't necessarily be there waiting like on launch day. Any eyeshadow palette, I'm there on launch day. Blush products, I'm there on launch day. Lip products, I might skip over here and there. I did buy the whole collection just because it was easier. Yeah, I'm very excited for this. I'm not excited that I have to now email her and be like, you kind of forgot a whole palette in my order. I was nervous because I was like, I need to hold this up to it because I was like, anything that I've seen, it looks like it's skinnier and longer. And so when this was the same size as the box, I was like, I don't think the Blends palette is in there unless I've completely misjudged it, unless I've been looking at the things wrong. My brand I'll get everything from is Glaminatrix. I've been getting into Glaminatrix, so I have the Tones of Turd, and now I have the Silent but Deadly, but I haven't had a chance to play with it. There's a couple other Glaminatrix palettes that I'm peeking on. The Bonfire palette, I've almost pulled the trigger on so many times. Can we talk about Glaminatrix for a second? Because she put out a video today, or at least I saw it today. I don't know when it maybe came out, where she was kind of like, she was swatching this palette that she's bringing back. I think it's the Nightlife palette. And she was talking about how she was like, if you wonder why indie brands, like indie makeup is more expensive, it's because, you know, a big brand might order 10,000 palettes. She's like, I'm ordering 500 to 1,000. Like, that's what I'm ordering. So when you order tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of units, they're going to give you all kinds of discounts, right? Like, the cost saving comes in bulk. So the more you can make, the cheaper it is to make. So they give you better discounts. And so she was like, you know, it's more expensive. People think that we're greedy, and it's like, no. A lot of times I'm paying full price because I'm ordering the minimum order. And like, if I sell out, I can't just order 30 palettes for the people. Like, I might get, you know, 30 comments or whatever that people want to buy it. I can't just order 30. I have to do the minimum order quantity. And so, which I'm glad that she's very transparent in talking about that. But as I was watching it, I was like, do people not know that? And I'm like, I think there are people. I think there are people that just like are so not like clued in and don't understand that like an indie brand is different than like Revlon ordering shit. Like, do you not get that? Like does somebody have to explain that to you? So it's not a criticism on Glaminatrix. It's a criticism on the public. The public, where I'm just like, did you need that explained to you? Like, who gets you dressed in the morning? Like, how do you function in society where some of these like basic concepts you don't get? That like an indie brand that can only order like 500 to 1,000 is going to pay more than like a big brand. I'm like, but then look at who got voted in for president of this country. Of course we have idiots out there. Like, I don't know why it continues to surprise me, but I guess sometimes I just think that like maybe the people who are in the beauty space are like smarter than other people. I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, James Charles is still selling millions of units or whatever, so I suppose I shouldn't be surprised, but I'm like, really? Like, really, you needed a video for that? Like, you needed somebody to explain. And some of those people are probably still gonna be like, I don't think that's true. Like, I just am like, what? Oh, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. But they also need to they need to make a profit. That's the other thing, is because then she was like talking about that, because I can't believe, and Jen Love, I really like her coverage, but I think sometimes she didn't do enough when she was talking about, because when she was going through the like Jaclyn Hill bankruptcy stuff, and she was going through all the paperwork and talking about it, she brought up the fact that there was this invoice for when they ordered the initial run of lipsticks. The actual, just like the component, the lipstick itself was like 97 cents per unit. And then of course people were like, oh my God, she paid 97 cents and they were $18 a piece, and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, do you think that things are priced strictly on the cost of production? Because if you think that, you're dumb. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say that. You're dumb. Because obviously, it's not just the individual item itself. That lipstick then needs to go into a bullet. That bullet needs to go into a cardboard box. That cardboard box needs to go on a truck, which needs to put in gas to drive it to the airport. The plane needs to fly to take it to the warehouse. The warehouse needs to like have space to put it out. Like, the cost of a product is not just some like 20% markup on the actual like individual little thing. You have to manufacture all of those pieces. You have to manufacture the component, the bullet, the bottle, whatever. You have to manufacture the packaging. You have to manufacture the cardboard boxes. You have to manufacture, you also, the people who are running the brand probably have an office. They need electricity to keep the lights on. So there's little pieces of that in every, so like, I'm not surprised that the lipsticks, the individual bullets were 97 cents or whatever, 91 cents, 97. It's like, yeah, like, don't you understand all the other costs that go into operating a business? Like, the price of the products also has to cover all of that and leave room for them to make money. Like, if they don't make money back, if they don't make more money, they can't reinvest in the business. And it's like, I just wish people were smarter. The long and short of it is I just wish people were smarter. Yeah. Let's see. Small batch of anything. I hadn't thought of that. It makes perfect sense. Yeah, like I love that she like pointed out, and I love that she talked about quantities, because a lot of times people are scared to give numbers and scared to talk about things. Of like, I think people sometimes don't realize like there are minimum order quantities, but sometimes the minimum is all you can do. If you don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars to order 10,000 pallets, or maybe even if you ordered 10,000 pallets, you might sit on that inventory. Who knows when you're going to sell 10,000? A lot of these indie brands, a lot of us were in kind of an echo chamber. A lot of us who are in like certain little makeup niches, a lot of us like the same products. We all like, I know that, Dion, it's a little harder for you because you have sensitive skin, but like the people that I watch all love Blend Bunny. They all love Singe. They all love Unearthly. They all love Bella Beauté Bar. But that doesn't mean that like the world likes Bella Beauté Bar, right? We sometimes wonder why drugstore stuff is a little bit more boring. And it's like, well, because they're selling to the masses. So like, we're makeup enthusiasts, and we love to follow the trends and see what's new, and like, even if we're not trying or buying all of it, we like to know like, what are the trend colors? What are the kind of themes that are coming out? What are different formulations that are coming out? A lot of the general public, there's a lot of people that just, makeup is a utilitarian thing. I need to look presentable to go to work. So I'm going to go down to the drugstore. I'm going to buy whatever Maybelline has out that's in brown, and then I'm done. Like, and there's probably more of those people than there are of us people who like color and interesting stuff. So, those people totally exist. I know, Mama Champagne. What's cool about Blend Bunny and Nomad is I feel like yes, I do feel like that too. I think that Blend Bunny has really tried to keep, I like that about Singe too. I feel like she tries to keep her palettes on the affordable side. They do really nice quality shimmers, but they still keep their palettes in that like $40-ish range for the most part. So yeah, I do like that they are trying to keep it more affordable. There's always people complaining, absolutely. And the bullet needs to be made. Yep, absolutely. Sites like Temu and Shein can sell stuff so cheap. And they do that because they are the manufacturer. So a lot of times, sometimes that stuff is they're manufacturing for other companies, and they make like their knockoff version. And they don't have to pay for, because they also have their like big customers that are paying most of the bills. So they can do like a run of stuff and just sell it for cheap, because they don't have to have they already have the warehouse. They already have the fulfillment. They already have all this stuff like built into the process. And so, yeah, people do get hung up on that. There will always be those who willfully don't want to understand the concept. There's a lot of willful ignorance in our society right now. I'm more talking about the kind of entitled people who want what the indie brands are offering at the price point. Yeah, exactly. They're just like, and that's one thing that I've seen artists push back on more, and I appreciate the idea of, there's a difference between saying I can't afford it and this is too expensive. Because it's not necessarily too expensive. It might be too expensive for you and for your budget and for your preferences. Maybe you don't want to spend that much. But just because you see something and you want something doesn't mean you're entitled to it at the price that you want to pay. Because that may not be realistic. You know, they'll see like shit that's on Temu for $5, and then like an artisan is making a handcrafted version. They'll be like, why can't I get it for $5? And it's like, because there's that TikTok sound that's like, it costs that much because it took me fucking hours. I love that one. Drugstore brands are part of much larger. Yeah, they have big parent companies. Their runs are much bigger. I mean, if you're stocking your makeup in Target, Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, obviously you've got huge production runs, and so you're gonna get discounts. So like a blush that the regular production price to a brand might be $7, so they have to sell it for $20. That $7 blush, if you're ordering 100,000 units because you're stocking all these different stores, if you're CoverGirl or Maybelline, you're maybe going to get it for 50 cents. I mean, that's the thing, is the most expensive product is the first product. That's the like overall principle of entrepreneurship, of invention, because all the R&D and all the planning goes into making the first one. Once you make the first one, you can start producing more, and you don't have to do all that R&D, you don't have to do all the research, you don't have to do all the planning. Now you're just producing that product because you've got the like prototype, and then you produce and produce and produce, and the more you produce, the more those additional units will cover that startup cost. That first product is what costs the most money, and then you reproduce until it becomes affordable. There's still a world of people that don't watch YouTube. Yeah, there's a lot of people that don't watch YouTube. Like, YouTube is also, I think sometimes the like beauty people on YouTube forget that YouTube isn't the only, like, isn't the be all and end all of makeup consumption in the world. It's absolutely not. There's so many people who have never watched a YouTube video about makeup or otherwise, just have never like wandered over to this platform. They're still buying makeup, and they're still like going out into the market and telling their preferences and stuff. That was me 6 years ago. Just Too Faced and Urban Decay were all I knew. And you know what? 6 years ago, Too Faced and Urban Decay were sometimes still hitting. So sometimes you just find a brand that you like. That's also the thing. Some people want simplicity. Some people, this isn't their hobby. This isn't their fun time. This isn't their like hangout time. This isn't their, you know, let's spend my free time watching videos about makeup. For some people, it's just, again, it's that utilitarian of just like, I need to look presentable when I go out into the world, and so let me find something that I know that it works, and once I know it works, I'm going to buy the same thing until either the company discontinues it, or I die and I'm discontinued. Like, I'm just going to keep doing it. Yes, please make sure to make this. I certainly will try. YouTube, we talked at the beginning when it was still doing the spinning, circling thing, that like YouTube is always on its bullshit, and so I will definitely try to make it public. I don't know why it's fighting me again. When I first started doing the vertical lives, like, not only would it make it private, but if I went in on my phone to make it public, like, it would look to me like it was public, and then it wouldn't save, and I would have to go to a desktop and make it public. So I'll try. I'll certainly try. Or if the formula has changed, reasons to switch to a new brand. Yeah, like, that's the thing, is that sometimes, like, we as makeup enthusiasts, hello Chloe, how are you doing? We love to play in makeup, and we love to experiment, and even if we've got our, like, now I've been trying to cut down on the brands that I buy, and then I tend to buy more from the brands. And like I said, like, Blend Bunny, I'm probably going to buy everything that they do. But like, we still like to play and experiment. How can I use this in a different way? How can I use this? We're the like hobbyists, right? Like, this isn't just getting ready in the morning. This is like our fun time. Then I discovered YouTube and have crates of makeup. Girl, that's real. That is real. That is so real. Crates of, like, I just look around and I'm like, oh, it's a lot. It's a lot. I'm doing good. I'm kind of new here. What are we doing? So actually, we're getting ready to wrap up here pretty soon. We had an unboxing. So I got in the new Blend Bunny Psilosybin Collection. So here is the palette. We can do a nice little review before we wrap up. It's getting to 40 minutes, so I should be getting ready to go back to work anyway. But here's the Psilosybin palette. Here's the inside. Beautiful. Some echoes of Machina, some echoes of Longing, maybe a few little echoes of Sickly Sweet are in here. Beautiful, beautiful, bright, vivid, I mean, psilocybin, mushroomy, acid trip kind of collection. Then we've got 2 blush palettes. And so we have, this one is the darker of the 2. And you can see, you'll notice this yellow highlighter blush topper, this kind of reddish highlighter blush topper is going to be the same in the second palette that we see. But we have this purple blush, this kind of orchidy color, and then this bright kind of like orangey red, blood orange kind of color. And then we have the other cheek palette, which is a little bit lighter. So again, has the same 2 shades. That's the only kind of complaint I had about the collection, was that if you wanted all 4 blushes, you ended up with duplicates of these blush toppers. But you do get this beautiful lavender, and you get this gorgeous mustardy, almost like macaroni and cheese kind of color. Like, this is such a fun, weird blush. I'm loving it. I love weird blush colors. I'm here for it. It also came with 3 lip products. So we've got 2 kind of sheer base lip glosses, and then we've got a lip glaze, which is more pigmented. And yeah, so that is the psilocybin. I also ordered the blends palette, but that was not in the box. So as soon as we're done here, I have to email the owner, Maggie. I don't know where people put stuff that get every single new thing. Gives me anxiety for them. Yeah, and there is a lot of, that's why I do the declutters. I try to do a big declutter at least. But now that I'm buying from fewer brands, declutters get harder and harder because there's a lot of stuff that I really love it. Hello, Janine Stokes. Really get a life. Oh, I'm so sorry that people in the world, that you feel the need to like comment on what they love and what they enjoy, but we're having a good time here. So I guess you should get a life. Like, why are you watching this if you don't like it, if you don't care for it? Why are you watching? I hope you have a better day. I hope you figure it out. Okay, so yeah, the lippies are really great with this. I do like I'm not really big into lip oils. I don't know what the difference is. Some do feel like they are like oilier, but most of the time they just seem like gloss. I feel like maybe there's more oils, maybe there's something, but lip oils just feel like lip glosses. I think it's a trend, and so, you know, it's a way to call it something different. But these are fun too, because these have a lot of pigmentation. Yes, then stay out of mine. It's like, this is free content on the internet that you are not required to watch. I don't know. I mean, I do kind of feel bad for people like that, because it's like, that's what you choose to do with your free time? Like, I don't have enough free time. I'm always coming up with new projects. I'm always planning like photo shoots. I've got 15,000 makeup looks that I've like planned out in my head and just haven't had time to like film or do. I don't have enough free time. So the idea of using my free time to like go watch a video that I hate and make a snarky comment, girl, I mean, I wish for that much time. That's maybe my wish, is I wish that I had that much free time that I could do that. Misery wants company. Yeah. The whole hurt people. I understand that, and I agree with that to the point, but also sometimes hurt people are assholes when they do it. So why can't some people just move along? No comments. Exactly. Like, the time that it takes to do that. Like, somebody took the time to do that. What a miserable way to live. I don't get it. I'm a little new here. Do you have like a makeup brand, or are we just talking? We're just talking about makeup. I don't have a makeup brand. I'm not businessy enough. I don't think I would love to collab. I mean, that's kind of the dream of like building the channel. If I ever were able to have a chance to have a collab with a brand, I would love that. I don't think I would ever want to just like have my own brand. That's too businessy. It sounds like a nightmare to me, but I would love to collab. So maybe someday we'll be showing off something that I've made with a brand, but no, just talking about makeup in general. A lot of indie makeup. I really focus on indie makeup. I don't buy a lot of mainstream makeup anymore, so I just... there are lives I scroll through that aren't my cup of tea. I just move on. Exactly. Like, that's how some of the trolls find us, is I don't think that they're recommending as much in the scroll as they used to, because I'm seeing much less traffic than I used to from the lot. And we used to get a lot more trolls, but yeah, like just keep scrolling. All you gotta do is keep scrolling. Are you going to VidCon this year? I'm not. I used to go to horror conventions, and I would go back to a horror convention. I don't think I'm such a YouTube hobbyist. I don't know that I'd want to go and hear people talk about how to do YouTube. I don't think I would enjoy that. There are some people that if they were there, I would like to meet them, because I know like Christine from Simply Neological has gone to VidCon. I don't know if she does anymore, because she's kind of mostly stepped away from YouTube and is now running Holo Taco. But there are some people on YouTube that if I met them there, that would be kind of cool. But I don't know that I would enjoy the content for that. I wouldn't want the stress. Yeah, the stress of a business. I need, because indie brands, it starts small, and a lot of times it's like a one-person business, and I don't have like, if I had like a partner who was good at businessy stuff, we would maybe talk about it, because I do feel like I have creative ideas where I could put stuff together. The designing and that kind of stuff would be fun, but like the businessy side of it, get me out of here. Like, get me out of here. So if I had like a business partner that was like, I've got the money to order the samples and the initial run and everything, you just kind of work on it, I would, that's an opportunity I would consider. But yeah, I wouldn't want to own a business on my own. That's exactly, yeah, how it should work. Oh, champagne, and there's a lot of strange ones. Yeah, it's very strange. It's very strange that people feel the need to do that, but that's the world we live in, right? Like, that's, I think, the biggest unfortunate symptom of the whole like Trump era has been that like stupid, hateful people used to feel a little bit of shame about it. Like, they used to be more quietly hateful. There were always some loud ones. There were always going to be some loud ones. But most people who had those kind of thoughts, they were much quieter. And like, there was something, I mean, social media helped it too, because it's always the people who hide behind blank profiles. They never have a photo. It never says anything. It's just some like name that they think is clever, and then it's just like filth and trash or whatever. But like, social media has helped it, and then I think the Trump era has just like let people, it gives people permission to just be stupid out loud and to be hateful out loud. And I think it's unfortunate, and I wish that it was not the case. But some people film themselves sleeping. If I could make money on that, let me tell you, the fact that like people make money off of like feet pictures and farting in a jar, like, there's so many things where if I thought that I could sell farts in a jar, let me tell you, bring on the Taco Bell, bitch. I would be there in a minute. But it's always skinny pretty girls. That's who they want to buy farts from. They don't want to buy farts from me, but they don't want to buy my feet pic. But I think there's got to be some like person who's like, I love big ugly feet, and I'm like, well, if you've got the cash, have I got some hooves for you? Because I have big ugly feet, and I wouldn't have to find a lot. I just have to find ones with more money, because I realize the market is small, so the payment needs to be bigger. Oh my gosh, why? Yeah, he made it okay to be a blatant asshole. Exactly, yeah. I would be way too self-conscious. The feet thing is definitely not my thing. My feet are ugly, and they're like big monster feet. But if somebody was into that, if they were going to pay me money, like, bring it on. Like, I'll take pictures. I'll put little like props on my feet or whatever. Like, I'll put them in nylons, like whatever you want. If you're paying me top dollar, I will do. It's just my feet. Let them make me some money. This got weird. I thank you everybody for stopping by. Hopefully we didn't lose you, Chloe. We appreciate you being new here. Summer's when all the feet come out. Yuck. Yeah, I don't like feet in general. I think feet are ugly overall. And so, like, feet has never been a thing for me. I think they're creepy. I don't, like, get creeped out by feet. Like, I don't mind if people are wearing sandals and stuff, but I just don't. For me, feet has never been something that I understand the attraction or the draw to. All right. Well, thanks, everybody, for stopping by. You don't even like the word feet. Hello again, Ezrella. We're just wrapping up. I'm trying to see if I remember my outro. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. If you were here in chat, don't forget to circle back around and leave a comment. Help me feed the beast. Help me feed the algorithm with that engagement. Replay crew, we already know that you rock. And so leave your comments down below as well. While you are down there, don't forget that you can give me that thumbs up to tell me that you appreciated the video. Or if you are like, I am incensed that your blends palette was not there. I am so offended on your behalf. Go ahead and give me that thumbs down. It is all engagement. The algorithm isn't a picky bitch, and neither am I. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, become part of the family, and hit that bell icon so you'll be notified of all future uploads. I try really hard to make sure I have at least one video or live per week. And if you're lucky, if you're very lucky, you might even get a bonus video. Ooh, psilocybin-orific. If you'd like to chat, banter, or commiserate between uploads, all of my social media is linked down in the description box below, including a link to my website, just pretend it's there, The World of Champagne at JanessaJ.com. Ezrella and Chloe, if you watch one of my filmed videos, you'll understand that when you get to the end. Oh. Yes. So thank you, everybody. I do have a website, JanessaJ.com. I would love it if you would visit it. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by, for joining this unboxing. I better get my ass back to work, and I better email Maggie and let her know that, unfortunately, my blends palette did not arrive. I'm hoping it's soon because, Dion, we need to do Pride looks. And I want to use that new blends palette. I'm so excited. So I hope everybody's having a lovely day. And until I see you again, bye. The awkward shutting down of the stream. There we go. Bye.